Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wicked Reading. Today I will be reading Curious, author unknown. We've all heard the stories. Stand in a dark bathroom with a single candle as a light source, stare deep into the mirror, and call her name 3 times. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Well, you get the idea. But this story is not about the fabled ghost in the mirror. No, this story is about the legend, or more how the legend works. No supernatural being stalks its prey to their home. No monster waits beneath its victim's bed so it can strike while they sleep. No spirit watches from the window of an old house in the hope someone will notice it. This legend exists because of one basic instinct of humanity: curiosity. You see, Bloody Mary cannot do any harm to her victims unless they summon her. For this reason, you would think her to be mostly harmless. I mean, who would be stupid enough to summon a ghost to kill them? Well, that's probably what most people think, but sooner or later, she always gets someone. It is in our nature to be curious. We cannot simply walk away when we hear a scream from behind a door. We cannot simply run away when we hear our name whispered in the darkness of a foggy night. Well, anyway, I do have a story to tell. It was about a week ago. I was just getting home from work when I suddenly received a phone call. I answered it like any normal person would and was met with static. Static and a message. I didn't notice it at first, and I was just about to hang up when I heard the voice. Call for midnight. It was hard to make out through the static, but I managed to piece together the sentence from the fragments I had heard. Call for me at midnight. Call for who? I muttered to myself. Emily. The ghostly voice answered as if it had heard me. I was shocked. So shocked, in fact, that I dropped my phone and the call ended. It amazed me. That last part had been so clear, especially when compared to the static nonsense I had been getting before. I picked my phone from the ground and checked it for scratches. Great, I said, noticing a large graze along the side of it. I sighed deeply and opened up the call history. Nothing. It was as if that phone call had never even happened. I put my phone back into my pocket and tried to forget about it. The rest of my day was fairly normal. I live alone in a reasonably large house, so it's quiet most of the time. I ate dinner, watched some TV, and went to bed. I didn't sleep that night, though. Not for long, at least. I remember waking up and looking at my bedside clock. 11:57, it read in luminous red numbers. I shook my head and tried to get some sleep, but that phone call slipped into my head at that exact moment. Call for me at midnight. I felt myself mouthing the words. I rolled over to look at my clock again. 11:59. I thought about it in that short time frame I had. I wish I had thought about it longer, but I just wanted to see what would happen. I watched as the display changed and it became midnight. Emily! I called out. My call was greeted by silence. I laughed at myself. How could I have believed something would happen? If only I had known back then. Anyway, I'll spare you the details. Things have been getting weird lately, and I have this uncontrollable feeling I might die soon. I guess you want to know what happened, don't you? Well, if you really want to know, why don't you try calling Emily for yourself? That is, if you're curious.